against Bitcoin.
It's going up forevermore.
You're against Bitcoin, you're against freedom.
Good morning, everybody. We are back. And as you can tell, Elon's doubling down on the Everything app, the WeChat of the West. Apparently, X or Twitter obtains a license to store, transfer, and trade Bitcoin. And you guys know I can't cuss in the first 2 minutes. So, and crypto. Now, we all know it's Bitcoin only. So it really makes you wonder, will Elon take this seriously? Or will he troll and add crypto to Twitter? Or is he just going full fiat? Well, we'll dive into this. Is Elon going to provide a platform that doesn't do a disservice to his user base? I don't know. Only time will tell. But we are seeing that he is doubling down on the Everything app. They are taking steps to ensure that they can finally put payment on Twitter. So this is something we've been covering for a while. Of course, there has been some trends. Shouts out to our boy Matt Odell on the dystopian nature of the Everything app. We've covered that in the past. We probably won't get too much into it. We might just kind of touch on it. And then next on the docket, guys, for today's news, we also have some amazing news coming out of El Salvador that apparently Google will open up an office and bring digital infrastructure to El Salvador, which further proves that if you allow for innovation in your country, you'll attract capital and the brain drain will follow. So interesting stuff happening in the world. And of course, I am not alone today. I'm not doing the show by myself, guys, but we do have a guest. We do have Dell in the building. So welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We are your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. We cover breaking news, culture, and nomadic warfare. And we bring on Bitcoiners from all around the world, from the biggest names to the everyday Bitcoiner. We got them all. And we will be your guide through the separation of money and state. Without further ado, let's bring in our co-host. Dell, how are you doing today? Good to have you back twice in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're setting records here.
Yeah, us and Bitcoin. So that was interesting. Yesterday I'm watching, I don't remember what it was. I'm usually checking time chain calendar. That's where I go for so much information packed into a nice little shiny, easy to read, understand package. And I just saw the price going clunk. It just kept on going up by about $100 every couple of minutes. I was like, what is going on here? What's happening? I text my brothers and I'm watching it go up, and it's weird to be in Bitcoin because once you have gone down the rabbit hole far enough, the price going up is a sign of worry for a lot of Bitcoiners. Like, yes, you want it to go up on the one hand, but on the other hand, I was really hoping to get some more cheap sats. So it's this weird emotional pull at the same time. And I never dabbled in stocks all that much, but I wonder if it's the same thing for people that do stock stuff or other things. Like, I get the impression that people in anything other than Bitcoin, with maybe some exceptions, very few of them, just want the price to go up. They're just like, I want that fiat number to go up. I want that fiat number to go up. Whereas Bitcoin is like, no, I want more Bitcoin because the everything is going to be priced in Bitcoin at some point. Like, I can't wait to buy a steak for 100 sats. Nice steak dinner for 100
Bullish.
sats.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's bring in our guest, Sandy Waves from El Salvador. It just so happens that we have a news story on El Salvador today, and we have a local. So this is going to be super exciting. How are you doing this morning, Sandy Waves?
Hi guys, doing really good. Happy to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Love it. Well, before we move on, let's give the people, like, Sandy, you're from El Salvador, and maybe, tell the people, what's your thoughts on Bukele real quick?
Oh, that's amazing. It's a really good talk. He's my president. I'm really happy that I vote for him, and we're gonna re-elect him again.
Let's
So
go.
we're gonna
Okay.
have another good time with him, improving the country, improving our life, investing in the country, and attracting more people to El Salvador.
What's
Yes.
a term? What's a term? Is it 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years. Okay.
Awesome. Well, on today's docket, we have an example of a news story that is doing exactly that in El Salvador. So I'm excited to get your take as a local. And of course, we are Bitcoiners. So we see good news coming out of El Salvador and we love it. We are huge fans of Bukele and what he's doing in El Salvador. And we can't wait to see El Salvador continue to improve moving forward in the digital world. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the numbers.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Is your Bitcoin in cold storage really secure? Is your seed phrase really secure? Stamp Seed's do-it-yourself kit has everything you need to hammer your seed words into commercial-grade titanium plates instead of just writing them on paper. Don't store your generational wealth on paper. Paper is prone to water damage, fire damage. You want to put your generational wealth on one of the strongest metals on planet Earth, titanium. Your words are actually stamped into this metal plate with this hammer and these letter stamps. And once your words are in, they aren't going anywhere. No risk of the plate breaking apart and pieces falling everywhere. Titanium stamped seeds will survive nearly triple the heat produced by a house fire. They're also crush-proof, waterproof, non-corrosive, and time-proof. All things that paper is not, allowing you to hodl your Bitcoin with peace of mind for the long haul. Stamp your seed on Stamp Seed.
Of course, guys, scan the QR code. Scan the QR code over there and get yourself a storage kit today. Do not leave your private seed on paper in your sock drawer. Okay, anyways, let's get into the numbers, guys. As you guys know, we are over here on Clark Moody's dashboard. And of course, my favorite number, and this is why it's the first number, is the block height, and we are currently at 805,472. TikTok next block. It's almost like Bitcoin works. Anyways, the next price, or the next number, is the price, guys. We are at 27,145. I know there was a lot of talk yesterday whether we were going to stay in the 27Ks. What's going on with the price? It reacted pretty favorably to the grayscale ETF news, and it seems to be holding on. Are we going to get one more leg down? I don't know. Only time will tell, but it doesn't really matter. Just keep stacking them sats. And of course, the next time, the Moscow time, the next number, sats per dollar, aka how much your fiat dollar is worth, aka how much Bitcoin you can buy for a single dollar, is currently at 3,685, and the total percentage issued of Bitcoin is at 92.72. It's almost like it hasn't changed in a while. Well, it's going to soon, guys. It's going. Anyways, the market cap in fiat terms of the Bitcoin price is $528.4 billion. The realized monetary inflation, taking fiat currencies to school, is currently at 1.75%. There's literally no other currency in the world, fiat currencies in the world, that can even come close to Bitcoin's realized monetary inflation right now. And it's going to get cut in half. Oh man, it feels so good to be a Bitcoiner. It feels so good having your money harden in real time. Anyways, the Bitcoin versus gold market cap is currently at 4.09%. So much room to run in the hard money game. The total Lightning capacity, public Lightning capacity, is 4,646. The hash rate in the last 90 days, the estimated hash rate the last 90 days is 378.7 exahashes. If you remember, it went up 1 exahash since yesterday. But of course, it's an estimate. And the pending fees, it's currently at 3.37 BTC. So the Wizards have not broken Bitcoin. Anyways, let's get into the news story today. So as you guys can see, I don't have the Bitcoin Magazine official tweet out, but yesterday, we were all caught up on the grayscale news and the fact that their GBTC will eventually become a spot Bitcoin ETF. That this news also dropped yesterday, and maybe this is also why the Bitcoin price pumped. Who knows? No one knows why the Bitcoin price does what it does. It just does what it does anyways. But we're over here on Bitcoin Magazine, and you guys can see here that X, aka Twitter, obtains a license to store, transfer, and trade Bitcoin, and unfortunately shitcoin. So, we do our best to separate any story that is Bitcoin and shitcoin, and it's not news unless it's Bitcoin. But we have been covering the Twitter, aka X, everything app for a while, and so we're doubling down on this. And I know there might be some contention out there whether they are actually embracing Bitcoin. We won't know until it actually gets rolled out. But let's cover some of the sauce in here, and then we'll get some of the Bitcoin takes on top of this. So in Rhode Island, they've officially approved a license request by Twitter Payments LLC, X's payments branch, to be able to store, transfer, and exchange Bitcoin and other digital assets on behalf of its users. So I'm over here, and I went to the official website over here on nmlsconsumeraccess.org. And you can see Twitter Payments LLC. They have gotten money transmitter license in Arizona, Georgia, Maryland, and Michigan. They have got a sales of checks and money transmitter license in Missouri. They have a money transmitter license in New Hampshire and a currency transmitter license in Rhode Island. So let's go back over here. And you can see some of the takes here from Bitcoin Mag. The currency transmitter license is required for companies who want to perform these activities related to Bitcoin and crypto on behalf of its users. This license also includes related service providers such as wallet, payment processors, and exchange. Elon Musk has previously stated that he wants to turn X into the Everything app, sharing that the platform will add comprehensive communications and the ability to conduct your entire financial world. Well, I went over here to Watcher Guru because they also reported on the news to maybe add a little more sauce on here for you guys. So again, on the same idea, Twitter can now conduct crypto activities. A currency transmitter license is the legal requirement for companies wishing to conduct any activities related to cryptocurrencies on behalf of their users. The license permits X to store, transfer, and exchange digital currencies. It also allows for a comprehensive range of services related to crypto assets. So, as you can see here, Rhode Island's granting of this license adds X to a list of entities such as cryptocurrencies, exchanges, digital wallets, and payment processors, all of which are now legally allowed to maintain control of virtual currency transactions on behalf of others. So as you can see, this does look like they might be heading into the shitcoin round. We all know that Elon's been trolling all of Bitcoin and maybe not even taking this seriously and being a Doge maxi and embracing Doge and adding Doge to the Twitter tips for a while, even changing the Twitter logo to the Doge dog. So, do we know exactly what is going on here? No, but we do know that they are doubling down. They are taking more steps to turn Twitter into the everything app. And like I mentioned, Matt Odell's been on the case for a while that the Twitter blue KYCing of social media is a dangerous precedent moving forward. And maybe they are turning Twitter into the WeChat of the West, like Elon Musk has said himself. And, as a Bitcoiner, as a paranoid tinfoil hat person on Bitcoin, it does make you wonder how dystopian this is going to go. But I think it is becoming very clear, and especially as a Bitcoiner, as a Bitcoin only show, if Twitter does want to become the everything app, the best form of money it should embrace is Twitter. There's less loopholes, there's less obstacles to just deploying Bitcoin on their platform. But do we know what's going to happen? Not really. And there is some contention on what exactly Elon is doing. So I did see some tweets here, and it really makes you think, and I think adds a little more context onto what exactly is going on. Of course, we have the Watcher Guru tweet here, and he goes, X, aka Twitter, obtains license required for crypto payments and trading. And shouts out to Chris Black, and he goes, license required for crypto payments, laughing emojis. And then we have LP Capital Chai, and he goes, classic Elon. And it's a quote tweet from Elon, July 13th, 2021. And Elon goes, any money transmitter or other licenses needing to use this in USA. And what's he commenting on? He's commenting on Blue Wallet and implementing the Lightning Dev Kit. So is he going to be adding Lightning? I don't know. We've been talking about this for a while, but you can see Blue Wallet's response here. No, Elon, Bitcoin, Blue Wallet, the Lightning Developer Kit is non-custodial, open source, just software running on your phone, and you do not need a money transmitter license. So it really makes you think, what exactly is planned for Twitter, aka X? And again, obviously as Bitcoiners, we get bullish when we hear this. It's like, oh, it's coming. Twitter's going to embrace Bitcoin, and finally we're going to get some global reach in Bitcoin, because truly as a Bitcoiner, we know that if Twitter embraced Bitcoin and they allowed a seamless integration of Bitcoin, that would not only do wonders for Bitcoin adoption, but it would be the most epic move for Twitter. But hey, we know Elon Musk is trolled. We know he's a Doge maxi. We know he doesn't really take Bitcoin seriously, at least his public persona. I've heard rumors that privately he understands Bitcoin, he understands money. Well, publicly, it seems to be different. But here's a take from Francis that I think is worth responding to, worth mentioning. We got Francis Poulier, aka the CEO and creator of Bull Bitcoin in Canada. And he goes, Twitter's probably developing an internal payment system, just a database moving fiat numbers around, possibly a fiat on-ramp / off-ramp for Twitter bucks. If we're lucky, it will be just a fiat balance, no shitcoins related. Almost no chance their license is for Bitcoin. You don't need a license to accept Bitcoin payments as a merchant, and neither do they do payouts. No need for a money transmitter license for that either. So very interesting stuff going on right now. The one thing we know for sure is that Twitter has obtained the license for money transmitter to become a money transmitter. And where is this going? Are they going to roll out Bitcoin? Are they trying to do this all legally? Are they going to roll out on shitcoins on the platform? It does seem like they will. If they do embrace Bitcoin to start, it will be a Bitcoin / shitcoin type product. Obviously, because we know Elon is a huge Doge fan, so I'm guessing there will be some shitcoinery that's being involved. But will this just be a full fiat payment platform? I think only time will tell. And as someone that is a Bitcoiner, we've covered the story for a while. We've doubled down on the idea that if Twitter really wants to innovate, then they need to embrace Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is the digital money for the digital world. Twitter is basically the town square of social media, the town square of communication. And if they want to do this correctly, then they should embrace Bitcoin. But again, should have, could have, would have don't exist. And only time will tell whether this gets rolled out Bitcoin only or whether it'll be integrated with shitcoins or whether it's just going to be a complete shitcoin platform, aka a fiat platform. But it is very interesting that Elon is doubling down on the Everything app, and it's happening in real time, and you're on the front lines. Anyways, Dell, we did kind of have a low-key conversation about this in the beginning. What's your thoughts on all this? Is this significant? Is this just us Bitcoiners with more hopium? Is this noise? What's your thoughts?
It's definitely noise. There's always some amount of signal amid all the noise, but how much there is, I have no idea. It's like I commented on Monday when you played that clip from Christine Lizard saying how, or I'm sorry, my apologies, Opti, Chrissy Lizard, when she was saying how, what was it? We've taken everything into account. Like everything entails a lot of things. So the chances that you did that is exactly zero. There's zero chance that you took everything into account. And even if you took everything, not that it's possible, but even if you did take every known thing into account, everything that happened from this moment right now that I'm speaking and prior, you still cannot possibly account for the things coming down the line. I'm saying this because we have no idea what Elon Musk is planning. Yes, as you said, you don't need a money transmitter license. You don't need anything to move Bitcoin around. All you have to have is some sort of wallet, some amount of Bitcoin that you can move, and then somebody able to accept it. That's it. That you just need those things. You need three active, or not even active, three pieces. Two people that are willing or more to transact with this money, and then the money to transact with. So if a store says we accept Bitcoin and you have some Bitcoin, if you want to use X at the time to do that and you have some on there, then sure, I suppose that might be an option along with fiat, along with Doge, along with some other nonsense on there. And we all know that Bitcoin's going to win at the end of the day. So who cares what they mess around with if he has it on there? But the store doesn't have to say, oh, we only accept, it doesn't make sense to say we only accept payments in Bitcoin from X. That'd be like saying we only accept US dollar from Visa. And some stores might say we don't accept this or we don't accept that because the fees are so high. But the fees are what they are with Bitcoin. There is just one fee. Like I can look over here and see that the on-chain transaction fee is 15 for that, but that's on-chain. Stores aren't going to be moving things around on-chain. You're going to be using Lightning. You're going to be using some second layer. So it doesn't make sense. Oh, we're going to accept Lightning only from X. What does a store care? You're going to say nobody else can pay? Come on. So what this means down the road remains to be seen. But it is bullish that it's being talked about. And once again, as we're commonly saying here, the Overton window is shifting. More and more people are going, what is money? How does it work? And what is going on when people are saying this over here? And how is Elon going to change things? Or what's going to happen over here? All that matters is people are starting to question money and why they're being stolen from. And how they pay is kind of an irrelevant point.
Let's go. Everyone in the chat is doubling down on Bitcoin is peer-to-peer and it doesn't need Twitter or X or Elon Musk because he's a shitcoiner. I fully agree. But this does do something for the normie brains out there. You know, like the normies out there are still, for lack of better terms and for better or worse, still thinking and looking towards authority figures for them to embrace new technology. This is just where we are right now. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll keep covering this. But anyway, Sandy Waves, what's your thoughts on all this?
I think definitely he's gonna accept cheat coins, and this is why he needs permission, because who need permission to use only Bitcoin? So definitely, he's gonna accept a lot of cheat coin there. And you know, Twitter has a lot of cheat coiners and people who use fiat. So definitely is why he is asking for that.
Yeah, definitely. Love it. Sandy's so toxic. Let's go.
Well, she's not wrong. He's going to give the people what they want. And if there are in totality more shitcoiners than Bitcoiners, and they're saying, hey, we want to be able to move this stuff around. Okay, fine. Play around, play your stupid games. You're going to win a lot of stupid prizes as time goes on, but you eventually come around to Bitcoin. Just gives us more time to stack cheap sats. So have at it.
That's the signal there. More time for you to stack sats. Anyways, guys, before we get into the news for today, of course, go to b.tc/conference. And I think maybe even /simply. I don't know. But we just got back from Austin. If you are in Europe, make sure you make it to Bitcoin Amsterdam, October 12th through the 13th this year. In what, like 30 days, maybe 40 days is in Amsterdam. And then, of course, we will be in Nashville next year, Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, July 25th, 27th in 2024. And we hope to see you guys. Use the promo code SIMPLY and you can get a 10% discount. Of course, get the early bird tickets because you guys always complain when this conference comes out that they're too expensive. Well, this is why you buy it now. Anyways, let's get into the news because we got a lot to talk about.
The Daily News.
First and foremost, before I move in, shouts out to our boy Brian DeMint, who wrote the Bitcoin Evangelism book. Have you ever struggled to answer your skeptical no-coiners friends' objections? Is your Aunt Edna worried that Bitcoin is the currency of the Antichrist? Do your shitcoiner friends dunk on you because they're like, my shitcoin's so much faster? You know, as a guy at work who's still a no-coiner, still trying to dunk on you because we are not at all-time high. Well, get Bitcoin Evangelism on Amazon, scan the QR code to grab a copy today. Or if you're on Orange Pill app, you can pay in sats, reach out to Brian DeMint directly and get yourself a copy. Anyways, guys, let's jump into the news. So before I give you guys the news, I want to lay some context because this is something we've been talking about. We've said it so many times on the show, that if you align incentives in your country, if you offer free market solutions, then you will attract capital, you will attract the smartest people in the world. And not only that, but your country will improve. And Bukele has constantly shown that El Salvador is improving. I think it's been, 2 years? So, hey, I hear my boy in the chat saying 2 years is not enough data points. I agree, bro, but it's showing signs of improvement, and you cannot deny this. So, give some context here. This was March 23rd, 2023. El Salvador president, a.k.a. Nayib Bukele, to eliminate all income, property, and capital gains taxes on technology innovations. And then we covered this the other day. What was this? August 15th. So the beginning of this month on Bloomberg, there's an article, Bitcoin touting Bukele's bond rally draws JP Morgan. And again, just to rephrase and rehash this, El Salvador President Nayib Bukele scared off many on Wall Street by embracing Bitcoin. But 2 years later, the bond rally he's overseeing is proving too lucrative to resist. And then yesterday, or was this morning? No, yesterday, we got this news from Nayib Bukele that Google plans to establish operations in El Salvador. And I got you the official press release, but we also got Google Cloud's tweet here, and it goes, we're partnering with Presidencia SV, aka El Salvador, to build a technological hub in Central America. We will open an office and bring digital infrastructure to El Salvador with cloud tech at the center of the country's modernization in areas like government services, healthcare, and education. And you can see Bukele, and I don't know exactly who this is, but I'm I'm guessing it's like the CEO of Google Cloud. They're signing the paperwork. They signed it into action, and they have committed to this. So let's get into this press release so we can get over some of the details. And here we're on Google Cloud Press Corner, and it goes, Google plans to establish operations in El Salvador. And just getting into the meat, Google Cloud and the government of El Salvador announced today a multi-year agreement to support the country in its journey to become a technological hub in Central America. Based on mutually agreed upon conditions, Google Cloud plans to establish a local entity and a Google Cloud office in the Republic of El Salvador, initiate a Google distributed cloud instance for the country, which will bring infrastructure closer to where El Salvador's data is generated, and set up a cloud center of excellence to offer technical guidance to businesses and organizations on how to achieve the greatest benefits from cloud technology and innovations. Throughout this 7-year strategic partnership, pending legislative approval, Google Cloud and the government of El Salvador will work together to put cloud technologies at the center of country's modernization efforts in 3 distinct areas. And just to lay out the areas, we have digital government. You can see Google Cloud will be El Salvador's strategic innovation partner, helping a securely digitized government processes and projects, including electronic invoicing, permitting, and other initiatives. El Salvador will be using Google's distributed cloud as the foundation for this transformation. And you can see I highlighted here, Google Cloud's delivery of GDC in El Salvador makes it the first Latin American government to benefit from this powerful cloud technology. Second, we have healthcare to support the country's efforts to deliver world-class healthcare to residents. They're also doing this. And then education, a commitment to implement a unified education data platform, providing administrators, educators, parents, and public education leadership the capabilities to receive timely, efficient, and consistent information. This announcement advances the country's modernization efforts that began in 2021 when El Salvador's Education Ministry and the country's Department of Innovation adopted Google Workspace as its main collaboration platform for 83 government agencies and more than 1.5 million students and teachers. And before I wrap this out, we have a few quotes here, one by Nayib Bukele, and it goes, El Salvador is moving forward. We believe technology and foreign investment are key for development. We are quickly becoming a hub for innovation. This groundbreaking alliance with Google Cloud opens unprecedented avenues for innovation, economic growth, and enhanced public services. Google's global expertise combined with El Salvador's audacity is set to redefine the technological landscape, said Nayib Bukele, president of Republic of El Salvador. And next, we have Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian, and he goes, we look forward to working hand in hand with El Salvador to foster technological development in Central America. Access to cloud computing has dramatically expanded across industries and regions throughout the world, enabling both small companies and the public sector to utilize the very same applications and services in more mature markets. Cloud computing can truly transform Latin America, and we look forward to exploring the full potential of these possibilities in El Salvador, benefiting its citizens and boosting economic development. And these efforts are aligned with Google's commitment to collaborate in the creation of a solid digital future for Latin America. Now, obviously, as a Bitcoiner, and shouts out to Stephen Lovka because he summarized it perfectly in a tweet, and he goes, Google establishing operations in El Salvador is entirely due to their adoption of Bitcoin, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I think that's probably the reigning sentiment for us as well, but it's something we talk about here on the show all the time. Bitcoin's incentives are aligned, and free markets will truly innovate. And if you create an environment where entrepreneurs, where companies can innovate, they can experiment, they can have the least amount of frictions in your country, then you will attract the capital. You will attract the smartest people in the world. And look, I know you guys in the chat, I can't even see you guys right now, but I can only guess that you guys are being a little concerned about Google because they are, one of the biggest corporations in the world. They are one of the biggest I don't know, what you say, like KYC trackers in the world. They're building that AI to track everything we're doing. And yes, there is some concern about it being headed towards a dystopian, authoritarian route, tyrannical route. But I think it further proves that if you create an environment where companies can come, they can innovate. And again, this is why I started with the beginning of El Salvador eliminating income, property, and capital gains taxes on technology innovations. You attract businesses. And of course, doubling down on that, getting the Bitcoiners' takes. We have John Carvalho here, and he goes, "This is nice for users, but you also have a chance to bootstrap a peer-to-peer economy instead of give all of your country's data to the U.S. government." So yes, there is that concern about Google. Remember, what was Google's old motto? Like, don't be evil.
Yeah, do no evil or do no harm, something like that.
I know as Bitcoiners and as privacy advocates and people that don't really like KYC, we're kind of like, okay, I don't know how I feel about Google going down to El Salvador, but it still remains the same that if you provide incentives for companies to come into your country, it will further not only benefit the people around there, but it will further benefit technology. And so, again, guys, maybe 2 years isn't enough yet to prove that Bukele is really, really changing things in Central America and El Salvador itself. But it goes to show that if you try to stop innovation, it will just get routed around. And if you embrace innovation, then you will attract the smartest people, you will attract capital. And so this is something that Nico and I just love to see. We are both Latinos. We both love seeing El Salvador improve their country. We have multiple examples of people that are going back to El Salvador that say nothing but nice things about Bukele and the country and what they're doing. So I think this is just more signal and more signs that they are actually improving, that Bukele really is a revolutionary, that he's doing incredible things for his country. And I'm just reminded of the conversation I had with Stacy and Max at Austin. And just there was a point in this press release that literally triggered the thought of what Stacey always says of just how profound and forward-looking Bukele is. And it's right here. It's the idea Google's global expertise combined with El Salvador's audacity is set to redefine the technological landscape of not only El Salvador, but Central America. And I don't know, it's just one of these bullish things that are happening in real time that just makes you wonder, man, especially as an American that lives in America. It's just like, man, I really do wish that our government would stop fighting Bitcoin, would stop fighting technology because they're so afraid of the regulatory moat and embracing technology. Of course, there is the concern about, we'll call it the bureaucratic state combining with technology and the fears of a dystopian authoritarian society that, again, connecting this with the WeChat and the X, Twitter, everything app, there's ways that you can make this be negative. There's also ways that this can be a positive thing. I think this is one of those things that it's just going to be only time will tell. Where are we headed? I don't know. But all I know is that Bitcoin entrepreneurs out there are redefining the technological landscape. And what do we always say? You better get on board because Bitcoin will out-innovate bureaucracy. And here we're seeing Maine, El Salvador, even though they're our government, they're innovating and they're doing some great things. But Del, let's get your takes before we get Sandy's because I really want to get the local perspective of this. But Del, what's your thoughts on this?
I think it's just like you said, that Bitcoin and incentives are going to find a way. I mean, I've seen this in video games 1,000 times. The developers try and do something and the players figure out a new way to abuse the system. Like that's what players are going to do. There are certain laws, and there's laws of the universe, there's laws of gravity, there's the laws of physics, and we are constantly trying to find ways to break them. Are we supposed to have electricity? I don't know. It's not what cavemen had. They didn't have machines and all this stuff doing work for them. So we found ways to break the laws of of physical reality and make it work in our favor. So when there's money to be made, companies like Google are going to go to where the incentives are.
Love it. Okay, Sandy, what's your thoughts on this? You are an El Salvadorian yourself. How does this make you feel?
It's like I have two opinions about this. Like, for example, yesterday when I saw the post about that, it's like Google is coming here and it's gonna have all our data from El Salvador. So it's like, okay, I thought Bitcoin is decentralized and it's nobody knows your client and everything like that. So I was thinking like, okay, innovation, technological, and El Salvador is attracting all these technological companies investing in El Salvador and infrastructure. And when I saw that, I was like, I don't like it But at the same time, I'm thinking like, is people investing in the country? So this company is going to hire a lot of people. And in this country, it's really difficult to go to any place from the government. And even if it's not from the government, because our data is still on papers, like old school. So you go to the mayor office and you need your birth certificate. So they had to go through a lot of papers and files. Like, I don't know in your country how many years ago you didn't have that. But here you go and you take hours to get that. So if you go to have your ID, renovate your ID because you lost it, because you break it, somebody robbed it, anyway, anything. So you have to be spending a lot of time there because our data is still on papers. If you go to the hospital, they just still have all your medical record on papers. And if you had to go in another hospital because another reason, they had to send the documentation in a motorcycle. It's not like they scan and send your data. No, it takes days, probably months to get a appointment on the doctor. So I think there's like pros and cons about Google Cloud coming here and having all the documentation, information, data from us. Anyway, we agree about the when you download any app from Google, you agree about that. So anyway, they have our data, and we're giving them a little bit more data, but I think it's going to improve our system. So we're going to be a technological company already. We have technological money, the best money, and now things are going to be easier. And we have a lot of foreigners relocating to the country, so it's going to be like easier for them also. Because if you come here, you're like in an old school country. Like, I don't know, it's everything is when you go to Europe or United States and you're a Salvadorian, you're like, oh wow, this is how it works here. And then you come back to your country and it's like, oh shit. Oh, sorry for that. So that's it.
No, you can cuss. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's because the feeling of being in like a really not technological country, the feeling is weird when
Mm.
you know how it works in another country. And anyway, like I told you, they have all their data.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's obviously the main concern is, like you said, I personally try to use cloud as minimal as possible. I don't have any kind of cloud setup, but I'm starting to think of like the Start9 setup where like I become my own cloud server. But anyways, that's a totally other tangent. But it really is that's the main concern here. Yes, on the one hand, like you said, uh revolutionizing technology, modernizing the infrastructure in El Salvador obviously is going to be beneficial for the country, but also, like you said, giving Google the access to all your information is obviously a very scary thing. So again, it's kind of one of these things like, is this bullish news? Is this going to be better for the country? Is this going to be detrimental to the country, to the citizens' privacy? It's one of these things where it's hard to tell. Maybe it's because we all don't really like Google too much, where we're kind of like, it makes me feel like this is a good thing, but maybe it's a bad thing. But nonetheless, I think it still goes to show that if you create a space, an environment where technology companies and individuals can come to your country, you will attract the best and the brightest. And hey, for better or worse, Google is some of the best and the brightest out there. They have a lot of capital and they see an opportunity. So it'll be interesting. And it's something I think it's Elaine said in the chat that Bitcoin has a way of changing people's minds. So, we said in the past, will Bitcoin change BlackRock? Only time will tell. Will Bitcoin change Google? Probably not, but only time will tell. As the saying goes, there is a lot of concern about Bukele down there and what he's actually trying to do, but it seems like he's doing and trying to achieve good things for their country. And it's just awesome to see as just a third person observer. It's like, okay, he's making moves. He's actually trying to change the country, to improve the country, which I don't think many politicians can claim. Anyways, Doug, do you want to jump in here, or do you want to jump straight into the culture?
Yeah, let's get to the culture.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get into the culture, boys and girls.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com today.
All right, guys, before we move on, before I give Dell the floor and Sandy Waves, of course, if you're not in Europe, if you're on the West Coast of the United States, come hang out with us October 5th through 6th in sunny LA at Pacific Bitcoin Festival. Last year, it was super awesome. I can't wait to go back to the hangar. I will be hanging out with some family over there as well. So I'm excited to get back to the West Coast right now. And of course, man, get yourself a ticket. We want to hang out with you. This is a celebration of Bitcoin. All your favorite Bitcoiners will be there, and you can get a ticket today. $600 general admission. If you want the whole VIP treatment, $2,900. But the most important thing to do, guys, is to get around other Bitcoiners, to continue to build these relationships in real life, because you never know. Maybe you're going to meet a Bitcoiner at these conferences, at this festival, that you can create a Bitcoin company with, or maybe you just build some lifelong friends. Anyways, Dell, what you got on the docket for us?
Well, the biggest speaker that's going to be, well, he's not all that big. He's like 5'5". It's not that big.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why
All
not?
right, do it. All right, plug it.
As far as I know, it's not 100% locked in, but it's looking pretty locked in that Del Para right here, the Hodl Sapien, will be at Pacific Bitcoin as a speaker. And when I say a speaker, I mean I will be there talking to people. I probably won't get up on a stage speaking, but I will be talking. I will not be mute. So technically speaking, I will be a speaker at Pacific Bitcoin. You ready for that? Yeah. So if you want to shake my hand, give me a hug, whatever, pat me on the head. I'm short. I'm like a hobbit. You can do that. Don't pat me on the head. Give me a hug or shake my hand.
You crack me up. All right, Dell, get to the bit. Get to the culture.
Okay. All right. So Sandy, I'm going to pull up your website here. Give me a second to go to here.
Actually, before you do that, Dell, can we, Sandy, can you just tell us your Bitcoin rabbit hole story? Because people really love hearing how other people found Bitcoin.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, it was on lockdown. Before lockdown, I had a fashion designer company, a clothing designer, haute couture designer. So the president said that we're gonna be locked down, and the kind of company that I had at the time cannot work at the time because we don't need clothes when we're gonna be locked down. So I sold everything and I moved to the beach. First day of quarantine. So being here, I learned English. I signed up in an English lesson online, and every day I had like 45 minutes class, and I had to practice more English. So I was just outside of my house at the time, and I met a bunch of people, foreign. So it's like, okay, let's practice English. And one of these guys was just talking, complaining about the government, the world, the who, the web. And I was like, oh my God, this man is complaining for everything, complaining about the money, the inflation. But it's like, okay, you are just practicing your English. And he was talking to me about Bitcoin, and I was like, Bitcoin, okay. And I asked him what he does for living, and he told me he wanted to install a Bitcoin ATM in El Tunco. Tunco is the beach that I live in, Libertad, in El Salvador. And I moved to the place the first day of quarantine. So I was like, who the hell is gonna buy Bitcoin in El Tunco? You know who bought Bitcoin in El Tunco? It's me. But at the time, I was like, this is the first time that I heard about Bitcoin. And I was like, very interesting. And I remember one day the president, like a couple of months later, he said that he's going to accept Bitcoin as a currency. And I hate the idea about accepting Bitcoin as a currency because in the past we have colones, Salvadorian colones. And I remember I was still young, like really, really young. Not that I'm not young. I mean, I was younger than now. And and at the time, I remember they change everything so fast. So there's a lot of people who like they don't read or they don't do numbers, math, so they don't go to school. So they don't have electricity, or it's like, we are still a poor country, improving a lot and fast. But when this happened, like 2020 probably, you have to learn how to convert colones to dollars so nobody's going to rip you off. And it was really difficult for a lot of people. I was still young, little kid. So it was easy for me. But I was thinking, okay, now it's technological money, and we have to convert dollars to technological money. And I thought he was just going to change in a couple of days, weeks, months, probably. But and I was worried about those people who doesn't have technological stuff, internet, phones, and my grandma, for example. But then I learned how to do it, and it's like it's so easy. It's so easy to pay with Bitcoin. It's so easy to sell Bitcoin. It's so easy to buy Bitcoin. So he made a new app, the new wallet that is an wallet only for Salvadorians, or at least for people who has a citizenship. So if you have an ID, Salvadorian ID, you can download the Chivo app, that is a Chivo wallet. So you can sell Bitcoin there, and you can just send around the world, no matter if it's from Chivo to another wallet. So I learned how to do it, and I was like, oh my God, I love it. And something that I like it is like, okay, I can accept Bitcoin as a payment, and nobody's gonna track the money that I'm accepting, my payments and everything. So no taxes. And it's like, oh, I like it. Because in the past, my company, I had to pay taxes. And even we don't have like big amount of taxes. It's still taxes. I don't want to pay taxes. And I learned how to do it, and I like it. I fall in love to Bitcoin. So that was my first step to the rabbit hole. And then into Bitcoin, I was like, oh my God, going down and down. So I was learning more about the money, the politicians, the world, the story, health, and I fall in love about that. It was crazy all this. So I'm teaching about Bitcoin to people who doesn't know, or are scared about Bitcoin, because we also have a lot of people who doesn't know Bitcoin because they don't know how it works. So, like, long story short, this is my story, and I was like, oh my God. Now,
I've got a quick question.
Hold on. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Jump in, Dell.
Did you did I understand this right, that you didn't know English before the lockdowns?
no, I didn't know.
So you're on here talking in perfectly legible English in like 2 years? Makes me feel completely stupid that I can't go and pick up Spanish or something. I guess I'd have to practice, but man, that's amazing that you're here talking. I mean, fully. I mean, it's like there's not been a point where like I have no idea what you're saying. So yeah, that's the most impressive part of the whole story to me.
Thank you so much. Now I feel like
Love it. Okay. Before we go on to the project that you're working on, I kind of want to double back and circle back on the idea of I find it very interesting that you disliked Bitcoin originally, and then you just found out how easy it is to use Bitcoin. And this is what I try to tell everyone. It's like it's so simple to use Bitcoin compared to what we're used to. And so personally, I love that happened, but is this rippling out to other people in El Salvador? Like, what do people think of Bitcoin currently? Like when you're going around talking to people?
it's difficult. It depends who I'm talking. For example, I'm trying to install the POS to different people so they can accept Bitcoin as a payment. And my clients are exclusive Bitcoiners. I don't work for anyone who is not a Bitcoiner because I want to get payment on Bitcoin. And I can accept dollars, it's okay, but only if the wallet or internet is not working. But I'm explaining people how easy it is. So I have two phones. I have one phone charging over there, who I have the POS, and I have different POS. So I'm explaining in the basic way, like Bitcoin for dummies. Like I'm explaining to my mom, like, mommy, this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin works exactly like a bank account. It's electronic money. It's simple like that. It's like in the past you didn't know how to download a bank online account, and it's the same. Download the app, and now you can buy Bitcoin or you can accept Bitcoin, and it's easier than that because banks only work like office schedule, but Bitcoin is 24 hours. It's around the world, and I don't have to have permission to any bank to make like any amount of money transaction to different countries. Like I can send $5, I can send $5,000, $5 million, like any amount. Nobody's gonna ask you what do you need this money to send it. Nobody is gonna frozen your bank account, your money. Oh, it's like it's my money. Of course, if you have in your wallet, like not in an exchange, by the way. So like I'm doing this like passionately. It's
Love
like
it. Absolutely love it. All right, Del. All right, go on. Go on, Del.
yeah,
What else you got for
like
us?
I'm looking my
Um,
webpage. By the way, I'm going to improve my webpage in probably in 2 more months. I'm working on that. New logo, new image, and my business is growing really fast. I had to improve and make the bookings and implement payments in my webpage, make the reservation direct to the webpage. So
very
Love it.
nice.
Okay, for the audio listeners that aren't watching the video, what exactly is Sandy Waves? What are you working on? And it's just so awesome to see that Bitcoin is opening up new avenues for you. But what are you working on, Sandy?
okay, I'm a very social person. So when I was locked down, I realized that I have social skills. Like, and I love the beach. I love to travel. I love to go to different places. Click the surface where, yeah. So you can see like you can schedule of this. So I'm surfing right now, and I'm going to mountains. And I was doing this because I love it. I love my country. It's really beautiful. It's amazing, and we have a lot of spots that is like nobody goes there, so you can go and enjoy the time there. You can surf in beautiful waves. Like we have the best waves in the world, like probably the five best waves in the world. We have the ice surf competition here, and I can take you all those places. We can go to volcanoes, beach. So I was doing all this because I like my country, and I was helping people finding taxis, cabs, transportation, helping to rent a car. Like I was working after the lockdown in a hotel, so I was discovering that we have a lot of hotels in San Salvador in different places. So I realized that I didn't need to work for somebody else, and I can just open my own business. And I realized that it's the best way to live. I can have my own schedule. I can meet more people, good people, because are only Bitcoiners. So I can tell you the 100, like 99% of the people that I met is very nice because are Bitcoiners. So I manage all this. Guy helped me with the webpage. He showed me how to make so I made my own webpage. I don't know how to make a web page in the past, and he told me, okay, those are the tools. This is the language, and if you want to do something, just read this, and you're gonna do it for yourself. And just took like a couple of months. I was just sitting in my chair, my desk, and I did it for myself. So this is what now I'm gonna pay for somebody else to make my own web page and implement the Bitcoin payments and everything like that. But
Wow.
if you want to discover the country, like you're a Bitcoiner and you want to discover this country and pay with Bitcoin, exclusive with Bitcoin, just come with me. Yes, I can show you how to live with Bitcoin standard. I'm living with Bitcoin standard.
Mm.
So
Love
it's
it.
amazing.
Absolutely love it. A few things that come to mind. It's just incredible, and I say this all the time. How Bitcoin as entrepreneur money. Once you're able to grasp the idea of Bitcoin, you really are able to look at your skills and be like, okay, I don't need someone else to do what I can offer the world. I can provide value, and they pay me directly in Bitcoin. And it's just so awesome that you're a living example of this. That you just told us you learned English 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. You found Bitcoin all at the same time, and now you're your own boss, and you're doing tours of the country that you love, and it's all on the Bitcoin standard. And I just think that's awesome. But Del, before I rant more, you got any more questions, or what?
Yeah,
Well, you got some comments?
Does El Salvador have cenote caves?
Thank you, Naomi. Mhm.
What? Does
I
She's
said
commenting
thank
right
you.
here. Yeah.
Yes, I
Oh,
heard.
gotcha,
I
gotcha.
read
Does El
the.
Salvador have cenote caves?
No, repeat the question.
The cenote caves, where there's water and it's like a cave. I don't know how to describe it. It's a cenote is an underground chamber where the cave. It's like it had been a cave, but then the roof falls, and so there's water, but you can see the sky up above. Are those in? I know they're in the Yucatan Peninsula. I just didn't know if there was any in El Salvador.
Mm. Like we have
Just a random
waterfall
question.
lakes.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. Maybe we don't have this, and this is what I don't know about that.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah,
Uh,
but we have beautiful places,
okay.
like very
Wait, who
amazing places.
understands Bitcoin easier, children or adults?
People who has open mind.
Mm,
It's simple like that. It's like if you open your mind, you can understand Bitcoin. But we have a lot of kids learning about Bitcoin, and it's really easy to do it.
hmm.
And I explained to my mom how works Bitcoin. So I, I was telling her, okay, you want me to send you money? I can send you money, but I'm not gonna send you fiat. You have to download an app, a Bitcoin, and I'm gonna send you money. I'm not sending you fiat. No, no, no. So I'm sending payments, and I'm like it's like you have to understand people, read them the people, so you can understand why they should accept Bitcoin. And one of my friends, and I know that he's gonna watch this video, I asked him for a juice, vape juice, and I told him, can you bring me the juice, but I'm gonna send you the money, so you know that I'm gonna pay you. And he's like, no, 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 you can pay me when I give you the juice. And when he was here, he's like, okay, I'm gonna pay you, but I don't have cash. I don't have cash. So can you download a wallet and I'm gonna pay you? And he was like, you did it. Okay, help me how I can do it because I really want you to pay me. So he downloaded the app. Now he is stuck in SAT. And I told him, don't move your SAT. And he was putting on a stable SAT. And I'm like, no, don't do it. Just keep it on Bitcoin. And one day he told me, hey, Bitcoin is going up. And he's like, I told you. And I'm teaching people like in that way. Like I have a friend who has a bar, and I'm taking all my friends and my customer to the bar, and I'm like, just do me a favor. I'm telling to my clients, go and ask if he is accepting Bitcoin. And he's like, okay, can we pay you with Bitcoin? And he's like, no. And then he's just looking at me like, so I'm taking more Bitcoiners. And he's like, okay, you know what? Just help me with that. How is Bitcoin working? And I download the app, and he is accepting Bitcoin through the POS now. And
Nice.
I'm just trying to read people's mind, like, okay, how I'm gonna make them to accept Bitcoin? Why they need Bitcoin? It's simple like that. It's like, why my mom need to download a wallet and why she needs to accept Bitcoin? Okay, she want me to send money.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm not gonna send you fiat. Just download the app, and I'm gonna send you. And I can teach you so easy. And my friends is like, okay, I'm like, we going to the bar. And I'm like, okay, if you want me to pay for alcohol, okay, download the app. I'm gonna send you Bitcoin. You're gonna receive Bitcoin and you pay with dollars. Simple like that. And he's like, okay, you know what? We need more money to buy more alcohol for the party. And if we're gonna pay with food, it's like, okay, I'm going to pay. But let's go to a place that accept Bitcoin. So I'm gonna invite you and pick a place to accept Bitcoin. And they are like, oh, I love it. And they are like, you know what? Bitcoin is so easy. And one day I told a friend that no, that story is for my sister-in-law. It's my brother's wife. So I was telling her, okay, I'm going to invite you to a coffee. Let's go for a coffee. And she told me, okay, perfect. And I told her, you're going to pay it. But you told me that you're going to pay. Yes, but I'm going to give you the money. And he said, why you don't pay? Because you're going to pay with Bitcoin in this place. And she told me, no, no, but I cannot, I don't have Bitcoin. I don't know how it works. Okay, let's download the app. She downloaded the app. Okay, I'm going to send you the money. So make a receipt bill, an invoice. And she was like, okay, teach me how. Okay, you press this button, then you press this amount, and now I'm gonna scan your QR code. And she received it, and it's like, so easy. Yes, now you're gonna do the same. We're gonna pay for the coffee. And she said exactly like, I'm gonna pay with Bitcoin. And the guy said, okay, perfect. She made the QR code and she just scanned. And she told me, it's so easy. So it's like takes like 8 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that, to teach her how to download an app, how to receive a payment, and how to make a payment. And we have the Chivo ATM. I know it's from the government, but you still can buy Bitcoin zero fee. So it's like, who doesn't want to buy Bitcoin zero fee?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. You're doing more for Bitcoin adoption than I think we are doing. And you're doing and you're doing exactly what we tell people to do, which is just basically like get Bitcoin into people's hands and they will realize how much easier it is to use it in their everyday life. And then after that, once they understand like, oh wait, it's not as hard or as complicated as I thought it was, then you start to give them like, yo, and if you save it, the number will go up, your wealth will increase. Anyways, before we move on, Sandy, if someone is out there thinking about going to El Salvador, how can they get in touch with you? What's the process? And maybe we'll get you some new customers.
Definitely. They can get to the webpage or they can go to my Twitter account that is Real Sandy SB and check the blue mark because I have a lot of impersonating me. So just go there, send me a DM, or just go to the sandy.sb, my webpage, and just send me an email. And you can find all my social media through there. And I'm going to show you my beautiful country and how to live with Bitcoin. And I'm helping people to relocate to my country and set up business. I'm doing this with a couple of companies that we are working together. So I have lawyers, and I have the best lawyers, the best companies. And if they want to live in El Salvador, because the world is getting crazy, and you have your kids here, and you want to have a better life here, like you can have a beautiful house. You can rent a beautiful house between 1,500 with a pool. I have my pool over there, and between 15,000, 1,500 or 2,000, and you can live in the beach. You can live in a beautiful house, all furnished house for $2,000. So I can help you to find a house, to rent a car, to buy a car. If you want to legalize and set up your business here, I can help you with all these things here. So you don't have to be worried. I'm gonna.
Uh-oh. Did she freeze for me or just for you
No,
as
yeah,
well,
for
Del?
me as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Sandy, you froze on us. So maybe hop back in real quick. But man, such an inspiring story. It's so awesome. Wow. Del, I really feel like we need to do some more. We need to do more over here. Anyways,
Yeah, more world tour. Like find people in because certainly I know El Salvador is the kind of the queen of the ball right now because of Bukele and all the legal tender and all that. But I'm sure there's stories of other parts of the world where people have adopted Bitcoin. They've told their grandmother, grandma, whatever, hey, I'll send you this. And I'd love to hear more stories like that. It's great.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely. You guys know the deal, though. If you're a Bitcoiner and you want to come on the show, by all means, reach out or we'll reach out and we'll bring you on. Anyways, let's get into the meme review, guys, because we're getting to your favorite portion of the show. And hopefully Sandy can pop back in.
The Daily Meme Review.
Brought to you by Kaboomracks. I get this question all the time. Nico, where should I buy Bitcoin miners? The answer is Kaboomracks. It's the best place to buy Bitcoin miners. That's where you're going to find the best deals and the best prices. Start your mining utopia today. To check out their racks, you got to go to t.me/Kaboomracks. Join their Telegram group and start your mining journey today. Kaboomracks.
Kaboom racks. All right, so we got Sandy back in here, guys. Today's meme review will be a little clunkier than usual because I wanted to put this video here by our boy RDBTC, but you already know the deal, guys. Tweets are the bullets, memes are the artillery. We are in an information war. It is upon you, the individual, to spread the message, to get Bitcoin into people's hands, to plant and incept the ideas of freedom money in their mind. And this is how we orange pill the world. So first and foremost, first and foremost, we got RDBTC. Let's play this little video right here. And he goes, hashtag Bitcoiners right now punching bears.
Hey, Bear, I don't want to have to tell you again. Get the hell out of here. All right? Get out of here, you son of a bitch. Get out of here.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Hey, bear hunting season, I think, is over, and the Kates are winning out there as we stack them sats. All right. Getting back to these other memes, guys. This next meme, this was dropped in our Telegram group. It looks like it's Matt Odell's Nostr account, though, but it is a meme, and someone screenshotted it and dropped it into our Telegram group, t.me/simplybitcoin. As you can see, it is Odell at werunbtc.com. And I think this is the prevailing sentiment right now of everyone in the Bitcoin space. We have the crying pink Wojak of 25K. It's so over. And then it pumps to 27K and it's the smiling Wojak. We're back. We're so back. And then we go to 30K. We're so back right now. And then it drops back down to 27K and it's over. It's absolutely over. And then it hits 25K and it's really done for, guys. Bitcoin obituaries just continue to come in strong. This is the vibe we're feeling right now. I'm sure we're all having like emotional fluctuations right now as the price moves up like a couple $1,000s and we're so back. Anyways, again, on the same theme, we have Dylan Leclerc on Twitter, and he goes hashtag or money tag BTC 2023 market summary. And here we go. This is like a classic chart for market psychology. It's not the one that you're probably most used to, but you can see here we have it looks like Del, what's the with the heart beeping thing, the ESG? No.
Oh yeah, the heart monitor.
The heart. It looks like a heart monitor here. And we got on the upside, we have severity of mania, we have euthymia, hypomania, and mania. And on the bottom side, we have severity of depression, and we have subthreshold depression, and we have major depression. And you can see this is just a summary of the 2023 bear market. And we have, it drops down, bros. Bros, what's going on? And then it pumps a little bit. It's like, we're back. And then it dumps and it's like, it's over. It's over. I knew Bitcoin was a scam. And then it pumps again. And you're like, we're so back. I was a genius. And it just continues to happen. It's over. It's a mixed state. Bros, what's going on? It's so over this time. And as we just continue to stack sats moving forward, I know you guys are feeling the same thing. And this next one, shouts out to Gandalf. This one cracked me up at BTC Gandalf. Because again, obviously we're trolling ourselves. We get so excited when the price starts to move green that we kind of forget that we still are under all-time high, and we're still just like, we're the best. Anyways, we got Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's going into what's it hyperspace, I forget what it is. Anyways, we got Gandalf, all caps, and he goes, oh my god, Bitcoin is breaking out. And you can see the chart is just a bunch of red candles going down, and then we have one little green candle at the bottom. Oh, it's breaking out, guys. We're so back. Yes, we do get crazy when the price pumps, but hey, one day soon the price will continue to skyrocket. This next meme, again, this is the same. There's a theme through today's meme review, and it's the fact that, hey, if you made it through this bear market, congratulations, pat yourself on the back. It looks like we are finally getting, at least in the beginning stages of the next bull run. But shout out to my boy Weinekes, and he goes, we pump a couple thousand. Oh my effing god, hyper Bitcoinization is right around the corner. We dump a couple thousand. The macro is bearish. Why would anyone buy Bitcoin during these times? And we have a picture here, and he goes, me at my second rodeo, and they have the Leonardo DiCaprio face. They're like, and he's sitting there, and it's a little kid. He's just chilling, and he goes, this isn't my first rodeo. This is all of us, relatively newer Bitcoiners in our second bear market. And we're just, we're dunking all the news. Hey, we've been here before. We're OGs. This ain't my first rodeo. Me at my second rodeo. Love it, wine. Okay, this next meme is by the BTC Therapist, and he goes, hashtag Bitcoin is hope. And we go, how it starts, and you can see we got MasterCard and the World Economic Forum and New York Times and JP Morgan and CNN and Visa and the FBI, and it all culminates in them saying Bitcoin is bad. And then it's just us Bitcoiners going, Wait, I got it.
No.
Bitcoin is good. And then it goes how it ends. And then we have, the Bitcoiner over here, the Chad Bitcoiner going, yes. And we have all these countries, El Salvador, America, Brazil, Venezuela, Mexico, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of them going soon enough. Bitcoin is good. And it's us agreeing with them. All the countries in the world right now with hyperinflating currencies are soon enough going to be looking for El Salvador's lead and get on the Bitcoin standard. And it's going to be a beautiful sight to behold. And on this last one, shouts out to my boy Ropium. He hit me in the DMs and he was like, I'm amazed that you put that meme on yesterday. Do not cancel me, guys. I did not see the keyboard. Anyways, let's forget about that. Ropium goes, he's got a quote here by GK Chesterton on Bitcoin. It goes, it is not that they cannot see the solution, it's that they cannot see the problem. And Rope, hey, bro, I know you're a memer. I know you're a shit poster, but very profound. And you can see here, there's two people looking up into an orange sky, and instead of the sun, there is the Bitcoiner. Oh, how's this one? I didn't see this. Ding dong. Iterating on it. See the light, Bitcoin. But it really makes you think, and it's something that I kind of felt as well, is a lot of people know, and this is kind of a counter to what I always say. I always say a lot of people know what the problem is. They just don't know there's a solution. But hey, I think it's becoming very clear as well that many people just cannot see that there is a problem and they're just lost in the sauce. And we're here. This is why we're here. This is why people like Sandy are doing the Lord's work and getting people on the Bitcoin standard. Anyways, drop your meme review score in the chat and we will cover them live as we cover ours over there. Drop it over there and we will get it covered live. Okay, my meme review score is, you guys know I just came back from Austin. Just came back from Austin, and shouts out to my boy Billy MacDo because he gave me this Bay Area Bitcoiners hat. Shouts out to you, bro. Billy MacDo really put the team on his back, though. Okay, Del, what is your meme review score?
A jar of water.
Wait, what?
A jar of water.
Jar?
A jar.
Are you fermenting something or what?
No, it's a mason jar of water. I don't like drinking out of plastic, so I drink out of glass mason jars.
Chad. All right, Sandy, are you back? You looks like the Matrix has you. Are you back with us?
Oh, no. Look at me.
It's all right. It's aesthetic. Uh-oh, you fell off. No.
It's because the internet is going and coming because we have a lot of buildings around here. We're going to have a new mall, like 3 new gas stations. Like everything is improving so fast in El Salvador. So this is why my electricity is going and coming right now. So I connected to my phone, but it's still going and coming. So give me 1 minute and coming soon.
All right, no worries. If you get back in, we'll get your meme review score. But we do have a few scores already coming in hot. So let's get to the meme review scores. Let's see. All right, my boy Opti's O-Face. He goes, score. Opti's O-Face as a Valentine's card for the memes. Show the O-Face memes. Don't hide it from the chat. No, wait, hold on. One second.
No.
No.
If you guys know, he was memeing me because my camera was lagging at the beginning of the week, and he got some unsavory screenshots of me, to say the least. Okay, this next meme review score is by Hammersaw, and he goes, I give those memes passing on buying BTC at 10 cents only to watch it go a cajillion% without you. Lol. Ouch. The pain. I can feel it. Okay, this next one is by Elaine. Shout out to Elaine. And she goes, score. Sandy Waves for president of El Salvador. Okay. Next meme review score is by our friend McLovin.
Oh, boy.
Meme score. Wait, sorry. No, can't read that one.
It's not that bad. That's PG-13.
I don't know. I'm gonna. Hey, Nico's away.
Here, I'll edit it. Don't forget your backlist chaps. It's gonna be a wild ride this next cycle.
All right, you can tell there's a lot of things going on. Oh man. All right, guys. All right. Wait, I skipped your.
Where was Rope's score?
Where was your score though? Okay, let me get Rope just because he's a prima donna. Where is it? There, I think YouTube's canceling. I think you said something that is not YouTube friendly.
Nah, it's been having errors. I don't think it's blocking things. I think it's just errors. I said something about the tweets and it just didn't, or the likes and it didn't go through.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Sandy can't come back in. I guess she's having some technical issues, but go support her. Go to sandy.sv. Get in touch with her if you are trying to go travel in El Salvador. Get in touch with a local, support the circular economy. She's doing so much for Bitcoin. It's absolutely awesome, inspiring, and her story. Oh, here she is. Is she back?
Yes, in my phone because my computer is going and coming.
Back up.
No worries. Well, Sandy, thank you for coming on. If there's one last thing you want to tell our audience, right now is the time. I just plugged the website, so thanks for coming. Your story was inspiring, but where do you want people to find you? What are you working on? What do you got next in the books?
So I just want to help a lot of people who's coming to El Salvador, show you how beautiful is living Bitcoin standard. So you have a decentralized life in that way. So nobody can track your money and it's free money to everyone. So if you want to have this experience in El Salvador, visiting all those places, or just see how it's living in El Salvador, just get in contact with me. So hope you coming soon, guys.
Love it. Absolutely.
I'm going to see you in the Halving Party next year in the Pacific Bitcoin.
Let's go. All right, Sandy, thank you so much for coming. What a great story today. And we'll bring you back on soon when you have some new developments and you can keep us updated. We absolutely love having people on the ground in El Salvador tell us exactly what they're thinking and what their view of the country is, because we're subject to the news stories and the headlines. And so we'd love to bring you back soon enough and we'll get some updates from you. Really appreciate it, Sandy. Anyways, Del, what do you got? What do you got in the books and the dockets for the YouTubes out there? I know you got some stuff. Maybe it's next week. I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm keeping it under wraps right now.
Okay.
There's always stuff coming.
Okay, he's dropping the breaking news that he's going to be at Pacific Bitcoin.
Yeah, a speaker in the parking lot sharing.
Let's go. All right,
the
guys.
Untold secrets of the HODL Sapien.
All right, guys. Thank you, all of you guys, for hanging out with us. I think we did break our 100 like streak. We're at, I don't know, month and a half strong. Really appreciate you guys. Again, if you like the show, you think we're providing value, like, subscribe, share all the Bitcoin content. We love you. We will be back tomorrow. Nico will be back tomorrow, and we will continue to give you guys the Bitcoin signal. On that note, peace out, guys.